Hello, friends, how are you? So, I hope you all are doing great. So, what we were discussing about, sir, we were discussing about labor costing, right? So, in labor costing, what we have discussed about is the determination of labor cost, right? And we discussed some practical part also on that, right? Now, in this lecture, what we are going to start with is a new topic that is on overtime. So let's try to understand about this new topic now, that is overtime, overtime wages. Overtime wages. Very important topic from the examination perspective, right? So we have done lot of practical problems, everything we have done. Now overtime wages, very important topic from examination point of view. We'll go slow on it, right? We'll try to understand each and everything. What are the provisions related to the overtime, that how we have to treat overtime. Then we'll do some practical problems on the overtime, right? And if you expect a question in the examination, 60 to 70% chances that we'll be getting a question on overtime wages. Okay, so quite high chances that we might get a question on overtime wages. Now try to understand what is overtime. Say you normally study for say 10 hours. Okay, your normal study time is 10 hours per day, right? So normally you study for 10 hours per day. Now what happen during exam days? So what happens during the exam days? Sir, exam days there is lot of pressure, sir. Right? During exam days there is lot of pressure. So what happens? This time increases to say 14 hours. During exam days we devote 14 hours instead of 10 hours. So normally we will studying for 10 hours every day 10 hours, 10 hours, 10 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, maximum 10 hours, right? During exam days, what will happen? During the exam days, we'll study some extra hours, we'll put in some extra efforts, we'll try to complete all those chapters, we'll try to complete all those topics we haven't studied till yet, right? Expecting that the question will come from that particular topic only. And the sir has told us that please do not leave any topic for the examination. Yes, this is true. You don't have to leave any topic for the examination because this is a professional examination, whether it is CA, whether it is CMA, and the question can be asked from anywhere. So what you do is you study for 14 hours. Now this 14 hours study has two components. Try to understand very carefully. This 14 hours has two components. One is 10 hours, right? And the other one is 4 hours. Sir, what is the meaning of these two components? See, these 10 hours is the normal time. Out of these 14 hours, normally you study for 10 hours. So this is the normal time that you usually do, right, in routine. This 4 hours is the extra hours, extra effort that you are putting in to score the exemption or to score a rank in the examination, right? Now these 4 extra hours, this is known as overtime, right? So any time which you are spending over and above the normal hours, right? So what is overtime? Overtime is any time spent over and above normal hours, right? That is your normal hours, 10 hours of study, any time which is spent above 10 hours, that is overtime, or we call it extra hours, that is called overtime, right? Similar situation is for a businessman, for a factory. Say in a factory, normal working hours per day is 8 hours, right? So that means normally a worker has to work for 8 hours in the factory. This is the factory timing, we can say. Okay, now if any worker is working beyond this 8 hours, say a worker works for 12 hours, right? So this 12 hours will have two components. One is 8 hours, that is normal, then 4 hours, that is additional. Now this 8 hours is what? This is your normal time, right? This is what you normally do in the routine, and this 4 hours is your extra time, which is known as overtime, right? Now, what is going to be the treatment for this 4 hours? Now, what we have to study is we have to study the treatment of this 4 hours, that how to treat these 4 hours. How is it a labor cost for us? We need to understand this, right? This 4 hours, what is the importance of studying this overtime in this chapter? How these 4 hours are going to impact our labor cost? This is what we are going to study in this chapter, right? In this specific topic of overtime, right? So you must have understood what is overtime, right? Any time over and above normal time, over and above normal time. Clear? Now, there is a specific provision in law. There is an act in which there is a specific provision regarding this overtime, right? So, in which act it is given? It is given in Factories Act 1948. It is given in Factories Act 1948. Right? So, what does the Factories Act says? What is the provision given in the Factories Act 1948 regarding the overtime? Factories Act says that if any worker, right, if any worker is working for more than 9 hours in a day, or he is working for more than 48 hours in a week, right? Listen to it very carefully what I am saying. Keep the handbooks with you, right? I have given everything in the handbooks. You should be keeping the handbooks with you. I have written this thing what I am speaking. I have written that in the handbooks, right? So no need to write it again. So the Factories Act says that if a worker is working for more than 9 hours in a day or 48 hours in a week, so there are two conditions. Either he is working for more than 9 hours in a day, or if he is working for 48 hours in a week, then he is entitled to overtime. This is the first thing given in the Factories Act 1948. Clear? So the act says if a worker is working for more than 9 hours in a day or 48 hours in a week, then he is entitled to overtime. The second thing that the act says that the overtime should be paid at double the normal rate. Overtime should be paid at double the normal rate. Double the normal rate. Right? So this is the second thing that Factories Act says. Two conditions. One is more than 9 hours in a day or 48 hours in a week, right? If he is working for more than that, then he is entitled to overtime. Second thing, it says that the overtime should be paid at double the normal rate. That means if normally you pay, what is the normal rate? If normally you pay 10 rupees, normal rate is rupees 10. And if the worker is working for overtime, then the overtime rate will be double the normal rate. Overtime rate will be rupees 10 multiplied by 2, that is rupees 20. Now this is given by Factories Act. Clear? Now one more thing. It is not necessary that each and every industry is covered by Factories Act 1948. Sir, it is not necessary. Sir, what will happen in that case? If an industry is not covered by Factories Act 1948, then how the treatment of overtime will be done? Then it will be done as per the mutual agreement between the labor union and the management. Clear? So it is not necessary that each and every industry will be covered by Factories Act. If it is not covered by Factories Act, then it will be the mutual agreement between the labor union and the management. Clear? Whatever they decide, the overtime treatment will be according to that. But if it is covered by Factories Act, then this is the conditions that they have to satisfy. That is 9 hours in a day or 48 hours in a week, entitled to overtime. Overtime should be paid at double the normal rate. Clear? Now, one question that comes to mind at this stage, what? Some of you can ask me one thing, sir, in that case, a worker can misuse this provision of Factories Act 1948. How a worker can misuse this provision, sir? Sir, what will the worker do? Worker will sit idle during the normal time. That is, he will work for 12 hours in a day. Say a worker is working for 12 hours a day. During the 9 hours, he's sitting idle most of the time. He's not working. And during the next 3 or 4 hours, during the overtime hours, when he knows that he will be getting 20 rupees, he is working and he is producing the goods, isn't it? He can use it. He can misuse this provision that I'll work during the overtime, I'll sit during the normal time because I'll get 10 rupees during that, nothing to worry about it. But I will work overtime to show that I am a very hard working employee. I'm doing overtime and I'll get 20 rupees. So this is one thing that needs to be checked by the management, right? The management needs to be careful with this thing, that the employee is not misusing this provision and is not sitting idle without any reason, right? Without any reason, he is not sitting idle during the normal time. Normal idle time is going to be there, or if abnormal idle time due to some power outage or something, it is there, right? But it should not be intentional by the employee to misuse this provision of Factories Act 1948. See, we people are very smart at, finding out the lacunas in the law. We people are very smart at it. So this is one of the lacunas of this provision that employee can use. So the employer needs to be very careful with this thing. Okay. This much is clear. So let's try to frame one example and try to understand it further. Right. Let's try one example and try to understand it further, that how this provision is going to work. Okay. Now say there are 3 workers A, B and C. Okay. There are 3 workers A, B and C. We are given the working hours on particular days. We are given the days for these workers. Say we are given Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? Then we have Thursday, Friday and Saturday, right? So 6 days in a week. We are given the working hours. Hours worked. Right? So A works for 9, 9, 9, 8 and 4. Right? Total of 48 hours. Now, B works for, say, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 and 9. So this is 54 hours. So C works for 12, 12, 12 and 12. Then he is on holiday for 2 days, total of 48 hours, right? So this is one example. This you have to write it down. Everybody, those having the handbooks also, they need to write this example, okay? The normal wage rate is equal to rupees 10. Okay. Now you have to study according to the Factories Act. According to the Factories Act, you need to study whether the overtime is payable or not. So there are 2 conditions in the Factories Act I told you. One is the 9 hours in a day or 48 hours in a week. So what are we going to do is we are going to evaluate one by one. First we'll do the first condition, that if he is working for more than 9 hours in a day, then he is entitled to overtime, right? So first we'll see the first condition, that is 9 hours in a day condition. 9 hours in a day. We'll evaluate one by one, right? Now, in case of 9 hours in a day, we'll write down all the things: days A, B and C. Okay. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday and Saturday. So A is working for 9, 9, 9, 9, 8 and 4. B is working for 9, 9, 9, 9, 9 and 9. Total is 48. Total is 54. C is working for 12, 12, 12, 12 and he is on holiday. Total 48. Now, let's try to understand about the A first. Let's see about the A first. Now the condition says if a worker is working for more than 9 hours in a day, only then he is entitled for what? Only then he is entitled for overtime. Now can you tell me, the worker A, has he worked for more than 9 hours on a particular day? On any day, has he worked for more than 9 hours? No sir. Right? That means according to Factories Act 1948, he is not entitled to any overtime. We are not going to give him any kind of overtime, right? So that means what are we going to pay him? We are going to pay him just the normal wages on every day, that is 10 rupees, right? So we'll be paying him 10 rupees only. That is the normal wage rate, that is 480 rupees. Any doubts? Right? So we are evaluating just the first condition, that is 9 hours in a day. Now come to B. B is working every day for 9 hours. He is not working for more than 9 hours on any day. Right? So that means even B is not entitled for overtime according to the first condition of the Factories Act, that is 9 hours in a day. Right? So we'll pay him only what? We pay him 10 rupees, sir. Right? If he's not doing any kind of overtime, why are we going to pay him extra? No, sir. Now come to C. Sir, C is working for more than 9 hours on a day for the first 4 days, then he is on holiday for the next 2 days. That means now how we are going to treat this C? For the first 9 hours, he will get the normal rate. Any doubt? For the first 9 hours, he will get the normal rate. Now, beyond 9 hours, how many hours? 3 hours. For 3 hours, what he will get is, he will get the overtime. Overtime is to be paid at double the normal rate. That is, he will get it at 20 rupees. Any doubts? Right? So 90 plus 60, 150 rupees. This is 150. Similar is the case for the next day. For the first 9 hours, he will be paid the normal rate. Then for the next 3 overtime, he will be paid at double the rate, that is 150. Then again 9 into 10 plus 3 into 20, 3 multiplied by 20, again 150. Right, sir? Again on Thursday, 9 multiplied by 10 plus 3 multiplied by 20, again 150. Now anything to be paid on Friday and Saturday? No sir, nothing to be paid on Friday and Saturday because he hasn't worked on these 2 days, right? So what is the total payment? Okay, here for the B's total payment is 540. Now his total payment is going to be 600. Clear? So this is how you need to apply the first condition of Factories Act. 9 hours in a day. If a worker is working for more than 9 hours in a day, only then he is entitled to overtime. And what is the rate of overtime? That is double the normal rate. Clear? Now come to the second condition. Let's see the second condition now. Second condition is 48 hours in a week. 48 hours in a week. Right? So this is the second condition, that if a worker works for more than 48 hours in a week, then he is entitled to overtime. Otherwise, we'll pay him the normal time. Now, let's see A, B and C. Now, for how many hours A is working in a week? Sir, A is working for 48 hours. Now, the condition says if he works for more than 48 hours, only then overtime. So, will overtime be paid to A? No, sir. A will only be paid what? A will only be paid the normal wages, right? So rupees 480. Come to B. Sir, B is working for 54 hours. That means he is working for more than 48 hours in a week. See, he is not working for 9 hours, more than 9 hours per day, but he is working for more than what? 48 hours. Right? So that means in this case, now B is entitled for overtime. But how to calculate this? Sir, 40 for the 48 hours we'll be pay him normal, plus for the next 6 hours we'll be paying him the overtime of 20. Clear? At double the rate. So this comes to rupees 600. Now coming to C. Sir, C has worked for 48 hours. Right? So if C has worked for 48 hours, that means the condition is satisfied. Condition satisfied means it is within the limit. C is not entitled for overtime. So multiplied by 10, rupees 480. Clear? Now see, the B was not entitled to overtime as per the 9 hours criteria, and C was entitled to overtime as per the 9 hours criteria. The reverse is true in this case. Right? Now if we combine the situations, you have to see whether this or this. If any of the condition is satisfied, then that worker is entitled to overtime. Right? This is, in this example I have done it separately. I have explained you the two conditions, that how these two conditions are to be monitored. But when you do it in a question, you have to see both the conditions. If any of the condition is satisfied, because what we have written is, we have written or here. Right? 9 hours in a day or 48 hours in a week. That means if any one of the condition is satisfied, that means the worker is entitled for overtime. Right? If he is not working for more than 9 hours in a day, but he is working for more than 48 hours in a week, he is entitled to overtime. If a worker is not working for more than 48 hours in a week, but he is working for more than 9 hours in a day, even then he is entitled to overtime. Clear? See, this provision is very important, because in the question, if it specifically says as per the factory set, we'll do one question of ICI module, right, where this point will be raised, where the question specifically says you have to give treatment as per Factories Act 1948. So you need to be very much clear with this concept. Right? That's why I'm taking some extra time on this. I have framed this example, that how to treat this condition. Is that clear? Now, a small thing before we wrap this lecture up, a small thing that I need to discuss, so that during the questions we do not face any difficulty. Say, my normal rate is 10 rupees. My normal rate is rupees, say 10. Okay. 10. Right? My overtime is rupees 20, right? This is for 8 hours, right? For 8 hours, I'll be getting rupees 10. That is for one day. This is my normal rate, not per hour. I'm saying for 8 hours, right? Chalo, okay, I'll change it for 1 hour. Say for 1 hour. This is rupees 10 per hour. This is my normal rate. What is my overtime rate? Rupees 20 per hour. Now just give me a simple answer. Sir, if you are to earn rupees 20 during the normal time, not the overtime, if you are to earn rupees 20 during the normal time, then how many hours you will require? Sir, whatever is the hours normally taken multiplied by 2. Any doubt in this? Right? Any doubt in this? Sir, if we need to earn this, if we have to earn this 20 rupees in this normal time, so that means I will have to work for 2 hours, only then I will earn this 20 rupees. That means 2 into normal rate. 2 into normal time is equal to overtime. Right? So if you want to earn the same wages as earned in overtime during the normal time, that means you will have to work twice that time, right? Whatever you are earning in 1 hour overtime, you will have to work for 2 hours in the normal time to earn the same rate. Clear? Because why I am explaining this thing, sir? Because this thing is going to be used in one of the practical problems. That's why I'm telling you this. Okay. I'm explaining you once more, right? That whatever you are earning during the 1 hour of overtime, that is 20 rupees. If you have to earn that 20 rupees during the normal time, you will have to spend double the time, right? Whatever you are earning in 1 hour overtime, 1 hour overtime is equal to 2 hours normal time, right? So whatever you are earning in 1 hour here, that is rupees 20, you will have to spend two, that is equivalent to 2 normal hours. I'll say 1 overtime hour is equal to 2. It is equivalent to 2 normal hours, right? So this is how you will earn 20 rupees. Clear? So this we'll be using in one of the practical questions. It is from the ICI module, that question, right? It is given in my list also, YouTube questions list it is given. So we'll discuss that. Don't worry about it. Okay, so the questions list is available on the mobile app. You can get it from there, sir. This list of labor costing questions, right? We have discussed up till question number 4. Now we'll wrap this lecture here only. We'll complete this lecture here only. In the next lecture, what we are going to do is the treatment of overtime, right? That how to treat overtime in the labor cost. See, now I have told you that this overtime is to be paid at double the price, right? Now it is a cost for the employer. That's why I told you that the management needs to be very careful that this provision is not misused by the employee, because employee can misuse it. He will sit idle during the normal time, he will relax, right? And then he will work during the overtime to earn that extra wages. But that extra wages is a cost to the employer. That extra amount, that overtime, right? That is a cost to the employer, because he will have to pay at double the rate for that. So it is a cost to the employer. So employer needs to be very careful that this condition is not misused. So that is why we are studying this topic in the chapter of labor costing, because this is the extra payment being done to the labor, to the worker who is working inside the factory for working extra hours. Clear? So now in the next lecture, what we are going to do is the treatment of overtime, that how the overtime is to be treated in the labor costing, right? I can say we'll be moving to the practical part of it, that how practically we have to deal with it in labor costing, right? So see you guys in the next lecture. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much.